Wow, we're very excited to be here and to give you a glimpse into our transformation program at HUGO BOSS. And of course, we've chosen a very catchy title. And the presentation today will be in English because accounting is an international language. And I would like to introduce to you my lovely co-speaker, Esther.
Thank you. And this is Katarina, my co-host as well. So it's probably not the first time you've heard this, but finance is not, we're not an island. I mean, if we were an island, it'd probably be quite nice and everything would be done by Excel, you know. But we are actually an integral part of the corporate ecosystem. And that also means to be an integral part, you need to live and breathe the corporate culture or the company culture. Every company is different and unique in its own way. So to start off our presentation, we want to tell you a little bit about HUGO BOSS.
Yeah, as Issa just said, you need to understand HUGO BOSS in order to understand how we manage to transform finance at BOSS. And I've been with the company for the last 15 years, but HUGO BOSS exists since nearly 100 years. And the passionate HUGO BOSS people, they made it happen that the company thrives, and the two BOSS brands, BOSS and HUGO, are established as two global power brands. During my tenure, there were ups and downs, and the company as such has reinvented itself multiple times, and that keeps me busy and also keeps the finance team busy. So we have to adjust to the changing environment within HUGO BOSS, but also in the outside world. And the the drive of the BOSS people and their passion is also clearly reflected in the numbers. When I joined HUGO BOSS 15 years ago, the company managed to have revenues of 1.7 billion euros with 9,000 employees and ended the last year with more than 3 billion and 17,000 employees. This gives you a flavor of how fast the company grew in the recent years, and this is not the end.
So on the slide here, you can see our company or group-wide vision and mission. So in finance, we also have our own vision and our own mission. So our vision is to be the tech-driven leading finance team for our customers and beyond. Our mission is that we love fashion, we love finance, and we change finance. So apart from that, we also anchor on 3 further points. We care about our employee engagement, so what our teams are thinking about. We strive for operational excellence, and we are also caring about customer centricity, so putting our customers in the center of what we do. So maybe you wonder, okay, it's great that you guys have a vision. Is that a bit more blah blah? But actually not. The vision drives where do we want to go as a team? Why do we want to go there? And most importantly, how are we as a team going to get there?
Yeah, and getting back to what Issa just said, finance is part of the corporate ecosystem. So we're part of the family at HUGO BOSS. So we heard in the Swisscom presentation earlier that the finance team, in order to successfully transform for the digital age, you have to start with a vision and mission. And of course, this needs to be closely aligned to the vision and mission of the company, because otherwise it won't work. But of course, we also have an ambition. We're a listed company. Our shareholders expect us to grow profitably, and therefore our ambition for 2025 is to reach a revenue number of 5 billion. So just remember, when I started 15 years ago, we had revenues of roughly 2 billion. We're about to reach the 4 billion this year. That's not a secret. That's our guidance that was published. And in 2025, we will certainly reach, with the passion of the people, the 5 billion. That's a tremendous growth, and the finance team needs to support that. And at the very same time, make sure, because we're the number people, that we also reach an EBIT margin of at least 12%. And last year, we were not very close to that, so that will also be a challenge. And everything then is summarized in a strategy that Esther will also clearly outline.
So our goals are of course very ambitious, but with our Claim 5 strategy, these goals are definitely within our reach. So Claim 5 is our growth strategy, which was introduced in August 2021. With our new growth strategy, we put consumers first. They're really at the center of what we do. And therefore, it is no surprise that Claim 1, as you see on the slide, is boosting brands, which means connecting with our customers, building that emotional connection, And how do we do this? Through, for example, our wonderful campaigns that are full of star-studded campaigns. And to give you a flavor of what this actually means, we brought along a little something for you.
Oh,
I
it works.
always knew that I had something to give, something that was ready to burst to the whole world.
That's the way it is. Come on, come on. That's just the way it is.
You can develop the boss in you while still keeping true to yourself.
That's just the way it is.
So seems like fashion is a very emotional and passionate industry, but how do you manage to make finance people who are rather left-brained and very analytical to radiate exactly that passion and to spark it within the organization so that our business departments, our internal customers, they would really love to interact with us? So Esther, what do you think? How can we manage that?
I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Fashion and finance, what do these two things have in common? They both start with F, but they're also rather far and further away from each other in day-to-day life. I actually thought really long and hard about how to carry across the emotion that we feel on our Metzingen campus, the passion. It's really hard to describe that in words, what we feel for the fashion and for the brand. But I thought best to let the photos speak for themselves. So on the left-hand side, you see our fall-winter campaign with the dashing Italian tennis player Matteo. And actually on the right-hand side, or this right-hand side, you see our finance colleagues, part of the fall-winter employee branding campaign. And in my opinion, even though I'm biased, they're my colleagues, I think they nailed it as bosses. So I will let the photo speak for itself.
Yeah, so that's the result. And we have managed to really engage the finance crowd. So we're 400 people around the globe, whereas in my team in Metzingen, we represent 80 people, and we're all true finance bosses. We love fashion and we love finance. But how did we get there? I think this is obviously what interests you most. So we elaborated our Finance and Tax Next game plan. When we published our corporate strategy more than 2 years ago, we asked ourselves, how can we contribute this as finance? We're part of the corporate ecosystem, we're part of the HUGO BOSS family, and we actively want to play a role. So we defined 4 key elements to the strategy, which helped us to be an integral and important part of the HUGO BOSS family. So we started first with boosting our finance brand. We then clearly embraced customer centricity, because Christian also outlined this in his keynote yesterday. We sell a product, and we need to understand this, and we need to embrace this. And in order to really boost operational efficiency, it's key to embrace technology, but technology is not the only silver bullet to be prepared for the future. The second one is to be organized for growth. So these are our 4 elements, and we will elaborate a bit further on those 4 elements.
So we'll start off with boosting our finance brand. So what does that mean? I think all of us have been at some workshop at some point where you go around introducing yourself. Hi, I'm Esther, I'm from finance. And often people are quite curious, ooh, finance, what do you guys actually do, you know? Number crunching, Excel, pushing money around. It's the usual things that come to your mind. So finance, like I said, is an integral part of the corporate ecosystem. And part of that means for us to really effectively support the corporate strategy, we need to be part of it. People need to know what we are doing. And we are doing interesting things, so why not showcase it? Why not communicate what we do? So we brought along 3 points for today on boosting our finance brand. Let's start off with, we apply consistent and unique branding. The best ambassadors for finance is you, it's me, and it's all of our colleagues. We work in finance, we know what we do, and there are interesting things going on. So on the screen you can see a little example. So we invested a lot of thought and energy into our brand. For us in Group Finance and Tax, we came up with our hashtags. For example, Better Call Finance, or Let's Talk About Tax. We use these hashtags, for example, in our most recent soccer team. They're called the Better Call Finance team. And we have also printed little stickers for everyone to have on their laptops to really live and, reflect the brand. Even our CFO has the sticker on his laptop. But most importantly, the brand needs to be authentic. It needs to reflect you, your team, what you guys do, and what you guys believe in. And it's not just about fancy stickers, but the authenticity that really makes it believable and that you can identify with. So once you have your kind of brand in place, let's take a few minutes to talk about communication. You want to communicate externally, for example, to your peers, to other experts, but you also want to communicate internally to your stakeholders, to your customers, keep them informed. So there, I'm going to take along some examples for today. We have revamped our internal homepage, which we try to keep up to date with photos, with latest news, that our stakeholders know what we're up to. We also try to send a clear and consistent message, for example, through our newsletters, as you can see on the right-hand side of the screen. They follow the same format with a clear, easily understandable message, just to keep everybody in the company up to date with what we're doing. For example, rollout of a new tool, or the more exciting inventory devaluation topics as such. Through such a simple format, people see it and they remember, aha, this newsletter came from finance, maybe I should have a look. Last but not least, let's talk a little bit about events. So we also in finance host some events. For example, most recently we hosted the finance manager meeting with more than 50 colleagues traveling from around the world to Metzingen for 3 days to have a bonding event. Our colleagues put a lot of thought into the whole planning. So it was not just about having, of course, our finance logos were there and branding, but also experimenting with new ways of hosting such presentations, doing a bar camp, and not just front-sided presentations. So all in all, to wrap up, boosting our finance brand, these are the 3 points that we would like to share today, which is the branding, the communication, and the events. And maybe to round up, if we don't promote ourselves, who else would do it for us, right?
Yeah, I mean, sounds all a bit like marketing, but I mean, this and goes far beyond the very well-known finance storytelling. But if you want to be part of a company, don't be shy, promote yourself, because your business departments, your business interfaces, they should have fun in working together with you, and therefore you need to promote what you do and how you do it, and not be the finance guys hidden away in the 3rd floor where no one wants to talk and, ooh, I need to go to finance, I don't want to talk to them. Really spark that passion, radiate the joy, and then the rest will hopefully follow. But of course, it's not about marketing, blah, blah. You also have to really deliver an excellent product and embrace customer centricity. As Christian already outlined yesterday in his keynote, finance needs to deliver a product. And there is no better way to go along a customer life cycles and really define what are the different steps to really support your customer. And it all starts with KYC, getting to know your customer. If you work together with marketing, you have to learn to talk business, because they will never ever understand IFRS whatsoever 36. You have to really nail it down to the essence and be in a position to communicate with them. You have to understand their needs, and for that we really meet up with the business departments on a regular basis through lunch dates, coffee dates, after work events, so that they know we can talk to finance and they find a solution for us. As soon as we understood the customer needs, it's about defining solutions. So let me give you a really tangible example for you. Last year, a lot of business departments approached me and said, well, the invoice to pay solution, this is really slow. Whenever I want to approve an invoice, there are downtimes, and it's, let's say, the customer experience is really poor. So we gave it a thought, and in the context of our S/4HANA transformation, we decided to implement a new solution that really fulfills all the customer expectations. It's mobile, it's intuitive, it comes with some kind of machine learning. I know that Andreas would be of a different opinion, but this is really to offer an awesome product to the customers. And then when it comes to rolling out those kind of products, embrace again what you've learned earlier, communication, moderation, use really appealing newsletters, invite them to trainings that are made for the customer's needs with really well thought through presentations, and listen to them, truly listen to them, because I mean, it would be naive to think if you roll out a new invoice-to-pay solution, everyone is happy right from the beginning. You have to do feedback loops, you have to do adaptations, and then sooner or later a new software solution will pop up. We will learn this certainly next year at the Accounting Summit, and then the customer cycle starts all over again. But Esther, when it comes to transforming finance, is it only about marketing ourselves and then delivering an awesome product, or what else should we do?
So I think over the last 2 days, we've all heard a lot about digitalization. There is a lot out there, a lot of new and exciting tools. And we, in Group Finance, we also want to be leading in digital. But that doesn't just mean having a fancy, nice tool, but also putting people in the center of this topic. So I would like to bring along one example today. We recently kicked off. We have one international global finance digital community, or digital finance community, which consists of 16 digital champions from different hubs across the world, 4 of which of those colleagues are our so-called citizen RPA developers from the Group Finance and Tax team. Together, they will be the first movers, or they're already quite tech savvy. They will explore different types of technology, looking into automation, analytics, and AI, and so on. But I'm not the expert for this topic. My colleague Michael here in the front is leading this, so if you have any questions, please go approach him after the presentation, and I'm sure he would be happy to talk you through what we're doing there. I would like to bring along the use case in RPA. So in our division, as I mentioned, we have 4 citizen RPA developers, meaning they are colleagues in Group Finance, maybe they're a group accountant, but they've also conducted training so that they can build RPA bots for us. In total, we have around 16 bots in action, 9 of which were developed or tested in the last 6 months. Last year, we saved around 559 hours, which could be reinvested, and year-to-date September, we're sitting around 587 hours, which is really encouraging to see that even compared to last year, the hours saved and that are reinvested in other more value-adding tasks has really improved, and I can't wait to see what figures we end with at the end of the year. So as mentioned, we want to be leading in digital, but perhaps that's not enough, and that's not the full picture to really let us drive forward into the future. So Katharina, maybe you can round us up on one last point.
Yeah, absolutely, because bots without people don't work. And I'm fully convinced that accounting or finance as such is human, and our jobs will not be replaced. And therefore, it's always very important to win your finance team, to really convince them of why this transformation is necessary. And let me also outline one further element in order to really break the ice and make sure that the people in the accounting teams are not afraid of technology and they dare to use the technology. We used a gamification approach. So I talked about this briefly last year during the Accounting Summit. We named our bots so that they're more tangible. So Stefan, for example, who's also in our team, he won one of the awards because his bot, iPark and Ride, is saving a lot of hours, but the name is also quite awesome, and the bot as such is very well accepted. So again, the future of accounting is human. And in order to win the humans, to support this transformation journey, it all starts with a dedicated vision and mission. That's what Raymond from Swisscom also talked about this morning. Esther outlined what was our vision. It's to be a tech-driven finance and tax team for our customers and beyond. So we truly embraced the company vision, and we added one small element, which is for our customers and beyond. Why customers? Because we are a support function. We support our internal customers, and we want them to be fans, but we also want our employees to be fans. And we know that it's really so damn hard to find talents, and this is where the beyond comes into play, because if you actively communicate about what you do, not only within the company, but also outside the company, using LinkedIn, using the Accounting Summit, using guest lectures at universities, you win the talents that think, oh my gosh, finance is lame. It's not lame. They now then understand what you're actually doing and would really love to join you. But that doesn't help. I mean, it's good if you have enough people, but you have to clearly structure them. You have to have a clear org structure. And 2.5 years ago, we reorganized ourselves to support the strategy and to support the growth of HUGO BOSS. One really pivotal role we implemented back then is the role of the finance business partners. So Esther, Michael, Stefan, who are here today, are really a key role, key people, and I would like to use this opportunity to thank the three of you for the tremendous support in the last 2.5 years, and I'm really looking forward to boost the future together with you. Plus, it's also important to invest in people, to train them, to upskill them, but it all starts with engaging and enabling them. That's why we hold on a continuous basis town hall meetings on a quarterly basis with all employees in a hybrid format, and it's not that I design the content, it's the team designs the content. We discuss what matters most to them, we discuss what we could do better, and first and foremost, we bond them with the team, because we're one team. And we organize barbecues, we organize dinners, we organized bowling events in order to make sure that the people stay with the company for many, many years and help us to shape the future. And I'm extremely proud we're speaking today in English, as finance and accounting are an international language. I'm extremely proud to present you today the diversity, equity, inclusion facts of my team, because we've also actively worked on that. Because I truly believe, and this is also proven by empirical research, that a diverse team performs better, creates more ideas, and discusses more ideas. So my team, consisting of 80 people, now consists of 13 nationalities. English is our main language. We're 4 generations, and the average years of service is 10 years. So we have die alten Hasen und die jungen Wilden, and both of them really mix together quite well, and all of them are 100% young at heart. And we celebrate our rich diversity also by doing like diversity and culture events. So last year we hosted a breakfast where everyone brought specific dishes from his or her hometown. And that helps to bond the people with the company and really get them engaged and really lead them to the future. And this makes me extremely proud to see, because all of them love fashion and all of them love finance. And no one can demonstrate this better as the team, again, showcasing the unique journey we went through the last 2.5 years, because all of them also love, whoops, sorry, I was too quick, major fail. Nope. They love accounting. This is what the message should say. But apparently, yes, oh. Yeah. Again, outlining what I said at the very beginning, the future of accounting, it is human, it is connected within the company and beyond the company. It's agile, it's flexible, and of course it's digital. And without us, the very passionate finance people that meet every year at the Accounting Summit, the future of accounting will be a blast. So thank you for your attention, and now we're happy to answer your questions if there are any.
Thank you very much, Katharina and Esther. And here's a question for you. Have you noticed a significant change in the way finance is perceived by the rest of the company, and have you made the success measurable?
Yes, of course. I mean, we're number people. So let me give you 2 KPIs that outline the success of what we've done in the past 2.5 years. So number 1 is employee engagement. So in the last employee engagement survey, the overall satisfaction rate of the finance people increased by more than 15%. Let me give you another example. So when it comes to attracting talent for finance, a very important KPI is the number of incoming CVs. For the last job we promoted, it was a financial accountant job, so not the most fanciest job in the world. We received 60 applications, 60, within only 3 weeks. And a lot of them very well educated, a lot of them with international background. And we selected an international candidate, not a surprise. And she will join us 1st of October, and we're really looking forward to meet her. Maybe also a third element that is not very tangible but makes me extremely proud. When we're sending out newsletters, for example, the one Esther outlined earlier about the very fancy topic of inventory devaluation, our CFO forwarded this to our CEO and to our CSO saying, look how cool finance can be. And this makes me extremely proud because this shows me we're an integral part of the corporate ecosystem, and the people have now understood that without us, they won't manage the future.
Great. Considering the time, I'd suggest that you can take any questions you want beside the stage and we'll go on, if that's okay for you. So thank you very much for your inspiring presentation.
Thank you.
And here's applause for you.